quite an interesting journey for us at Laam Science. It has been a development, an innovative fabric which was manufactured originally for medical use. This led to the development of survival tools for people living far away from basic resources. During this work, I have met many dedicated and pioneering individuals, and I'm so excited to offer some solutions to crucial human needs we in developed countries take for granted. One, safe drinking water, safe toileting, and basic hygiene supplies. Now, my presentation is totally different than a basic research and a case study. It is something which is presented, something for the future, a technology which uses light and oxygen to inactivate bacteria and viruses. I would like to explain the basic chemistry behind the saket technology, how simple sunlight can inactivate harmful infections and microorganisms. Let me explain how this technology will serve as an alternate approach for fecal waste disposal, as well as in applications for feminine hygiene and also for safe drinking water. Now, I apologize in advance if I cause you a sleepless night tonight, because this is a different topic, and if you think about this technology and not being able to sleep, sorry about it. Here, I will start. Saket is our trademark, and what I'm going to talk about is the basic introduction of the saket technology, applications for fecal sludge management, applications for feminine hygiene, applications for drinking water purification, and current products and validation testing we perform. What is saket technology? Saket is a light-activated antimicrobial technology. It kills viruses and bacteria within 15 minutes. Saket technology has three components. One is light, oxygen, and a photosensitizer. It's effective against most common bacteria, viruses such as Staph aureus, MRSA, and so on. How does saket work? Saket, basically, we need light. A light photon is absorbed by the photosensitizer. This promotes an electron to an excited energy stage. Number two, oxygen interacts with the excited state electron, forming a reactive oxygen, or also called singlet oxygen 1O2. Out of O2, we change into 1O2. 1O2 induces a cytotoxicity, lipids and proteins of microbes. This causes cell death of viruses and bacteria. In a different way of showing it, we have light, we have oxygen, we have the photosensitizer. We change the O2 in our air we breathe into a reactive singlet oxygen, which then inactivates bacteria and also viruses. Here, to our current products, we have developed protective masks and odor-free kitchen cloth. Our chemistry is permanently bonded to the fabric, to a non-woven fabric. It is effective, wet or dry, compared to other products using silver, copper, zinc, bleach, or alcohol. We always need some moisture present to do work. Under development, today we have for this topic, primarily today discussed, we have a multi-use Faecal collection bag, a reusable decontaminating menstrual napkin, and we offer, or I will show, a proposal of a water filtration system, which does not require any energy. It just requires daylight to be active and eliminate pathogens. Today, some of the pressing needs for human waste decontamination in the environment is certainly fecal waste removal and decontaminating, permanent sanitary napkin availability and disposal, and removal of cholera and typhoid from drinking water. Here, today, I think everybody in this long day has heard the different ways of collecting human waste and making the best use out of it. Here, we want to show a very simple collection bag, which is integrated with saket technology and also removes smell and also certain bacteria. The bag is a high-strength non-woven. I have some handouts available who likes to feel and touch one. They are very cost-effective. Most likely the cost is offset by the cost of emptying the pits. Bags can and should be made locally by independent-owned businesses. Treated high-strength non-woven is supplied by Laam. We will supply those fabrics. The bag separates the liquid from the solids and can be used multiple times up to about 5 pounds. Solids can be dried and used for fuel or any other purposes, and the liquid can be collected separately for other purpose uses as well. I think with this bag, we could have on the sorry full pit, we would eliminate it by problem solving, take a bag and it's go on and it works. My next topic is the development of a menstrual sanitary napkin, and it's a reusable napkin. We are sponsored by the Gates Foundation and have done the first trial in Kenya, have done research in Kenya what is expected, what's required, and the development, it's very interesting. We have a whole number of women and girls very excited about the product. Here we go. Again, in this case, Laam will provide the fabric to local independently owned businesses, and initially we donate, and then small businesses can manufacture the product. Some ideas of pads which can be washable. There is the task because of cultural issues, and here we have some results from a focus group which is from Kenya, and there are 2 slums, Mathea and Kabiria, we have been working with. There have been about 40 women and young girls, 15 to age 41, which looked at the product, tested the product, and came back with all sorts of ideas and suggestions. The group is very active, very excited to have a product which is reusable. The idea is that with our technology, the hygiene pad is dried in daylight or in sunlight. It will eliminate the most killing bacteria which causes yeast infections, and therefore it can be washed, re-dried and used. And the cost effectiveness is very clear because it can be used for 3 months, or in other words, for 3 periods. Interestingly enough, 90% of the ladies who filled out the questionnaire, they all certainly would prefer disposable napkins, but they also realize that this is not affordable. The cost of disposable is far too high, and therefore a reusable, washable feminine napkin is a possibility. This is basically the feedback. Maybe there is another very important sentence, which is only 15% of the questioned felt that they would be comfortable to dry feminine napkins on the outside, which is certainly a cultural issue. However, we had offered a design, and there is more education required, where the feminine napkin doesn't quite look as a feminine napkin. It looks like a towel, so it would be not very obvious if you wash it and dry it outside. Here we have the interest. People are sewing together with different suggestions how they would feel, how the pad should look like, and so on. Clearly, there was one request, which is to achieve, because our product already lasts for 6 hours of usage. However, most girls and ladies ask it should last for 8 hours or even more than 8 hours. This is a difficult task to develop, but I see a possibility, and my experts and scientists have already worked, and we feel we can achieve an 8-hour duration of using the pads. Another product we are offering and have in the market today is a face mask, respiratory mask. In this case, the treated nylon is the outer layer of this saket 95 respirator, or the flat mask which are shown in the picture. Nylon is treated with the saket technology and exposed to light after inoculation with viruses or bacteria. In all cases, we achieved a 99.9% reduction against pertinent respiratory pathogens. What do the numbers mean? Very simple. Log reduction is, one log reduction is a 10-fold reduction. In other words, it means a reduction of 90%. A 4-log reduction is a 10,000-fold reduction, or 99.9% reduction. Maybe it's easy to mention. For instance, a 4-log killing is taking 100,000 organisms, harmful organisms, down to 10, which is not harmful anymore. We, as well as independent laboratories, have performed quite a number of testing, and as the graph here shows, that testing staff, MRSA, or like the last problem we had with the swine flu, H1N1, here we are very effective with our technology, and in most cases we are nearly 4-log reduction. In the average cases we are at least 3 or better than 3-log reduction. In other words, we have 99.9% elimination of bacterial viruses. Frequent questions asked is, what is our shelf life? We have tested under normal conditions, and we see no problem in reduction in 5 months, which is far more than required on a respiratory mask. We have another product which we show on the market, which is a kitchen wipe, an antibacterial kitchen wipe, and here I think the diagram is self-explanatory. We inoculated the kitchen wipe with milk and salmonella, and then let it sit in room light, which is about 500 lux. And as you can see, the treated wipe did not produce any additional, did not throw any additional bacteria. The untreated wipe went up into an enormous amount of bacteria within 3 days. To show it slightly a different way, we looked at it and looked at how do you, instead of scientifically measure the growth of bacteria, how does a housewife see it, feels or smells it? And in this case, we did over a 10-day period, and it's just unbelievable. After the second day, the odor is unbelievable. And basically that is what you can smell, not scientifically determined. We have looked at there are different photosensitizers on the market available. This is not a new product. They have been available for many, many years. And as we tested issue A, methylene blue, we settled for rose bengal. Rose bengal is a photosensitizer. It's a dye which has been used for quite a number of years by dentists. It has been used and is still used if you have an X-ray and you want to check out you have liver cancer or so on. People swallow a little bit. It's basically dissolvable in water. It washes away, but it shows very clearly if you have a cancer, liver cancer or whatever, and it's used still today. So rose bengal is a very known product. It's not new. The technology we have developed is to allow rose bengal to be bonded to a fabric, to a fiber, covalently, in other words, that it will never wash off. We take leaching tests. Leaching tests basically show that we are in the 5 to 8 parts per billion range what leaches off. Last one, which is a water filtration. As everybody recalls, in 2010 there was a cholera outbreak in Haiti. It resulted in nearly 2,000 deaths. the CDC Center of Disease Control has recognized that one of the most important methods in preventing transmission of cholera is to drink safe, treated water or bottled water, and everybody knows bottled water is expensive and most countries cannot afford it. Our water filtration system, it is basically a decontaminating basin, and I show you the system. It does not need any electricity. It's basically a storage container. Water flows through a filter cassette, which is treated with saket technology. It's exposed to light, and the pilot unit we built, test unit in our laboratory we built, and students tested over weeks and weeks. We can do with our pilot unit easily 20 liters per day in a 4-hour daylight, and completely eliminating any cholera bacteria in the water. We also tested, limited testing is that one filter cassette easily lasts for 250 gallons. It's in the pilot unit. And it still, after 250 gallons, it maintained an 89% efficiency. Just quickly, I know I'm nearly over my time. Sorry, Stephen. What are other areas of application? We are working on treated hospital gowns, working with a company to do hospital floors, treating, which is applying the wax, which has a saket chemistry incorporated, and then the tiles are waxed, and that will kill the bacteria on the floor. We have also developed a odor-eliminating PET spray, which is being offered in bed spray markets, and then there is certainly up to your imagination. There are many, many other areas where we can use it. We have been asked on bed sheets, wound dressing, hospital linens, or latex nitrile gloves. In summary, the saket treatment works on fabrics. It does not have to be a non-woven. It works on woven and any fibrous fabric. It works with synthetic fibers as well as it works with natural fibers, cotton, or fibers made out of rayon, and so on. Here, I think we want to offer our global commitment to global health, and that brings me to the end of what I have to say. I'm ready to take some questions. Here I have just a group. I'd like to thank certainly the Gates Foundation and also the people in Kenya who cooperated with us very heavily in showing what we could do for feminine hygiene.